maybe this is me just being annoying. And, like, I know I'm always on, like, turbo mode because of, like, my ADHD and just, like, I bartend. So I'm just very, I speak fast, I talk fast, I walk fast, I do everything fast. So maybe I'm the problem. But, bro, like, when I kid you not, this lady literally cut me off in the grocery store line. Whatever. You know, she's pregnant. Like, maybe she's going a little crazy. Like, whatever. Like, I really never been there, so I try not to judge the pregnant women. You know what I mean? Because one day I want to get there, and who knows how I'm going to be acting. You know? So, she cuts me. Mind you, the only thing I was buying was this club soda. Whatever. She had a whole cart. Whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. You're pregnant. Like, it's fine. I let that go, right? She wanted to go. She needed to go. Maybe her water's about to break. Send her right in. It's fine. And then, you know what she fucking does? She goes to grab 2 boxes of sparkling water. Leaves the line. Goes to grab 2 sparkling bottles of water. Which is fine. You know, sometimes you forget things. Like, we're in a rush. Again, she's pregnant. I don't know how, like, that's affecting her. She's checking out. I'm like, I'm getting a little antsy. I got things to do, people to see, videos to fucking record. And she goes back into the line to get bread, into the bread aisle. And I'm like, no way. You are not done shopping. So why are you creating this line behind me? I was so enraged. I walk over to the aisle to, like, peep what she's doing. She's grabbing Goya beans. Yo, I'm so pissed. I'm like, this girl has a whole grocery store in her bag and in her arms. She literally propped it up on her belly, on her fucking belly. So it's like, I was so enraged by the audacity. But again, like, she's pregnant and it's in New York. Like, but it was fine. I kept my cool right after I checked out what she was doing because I was just, like, really pissed off for me and the rest of the line behind me. I went there, I got called out next, so I was like, beautiful. Like, here, $2, here, in and out. Like, I literally, she was still shopping for her Goya beans as I was walking out. But whatever, right? Never seen a lady in my life, too, mind you. But whatever. Like, I low-key don't know what hat to mog with. Like, or, guys, I have a bun on, I can't really put it on. Knicks in 6, baby. So I'm choosing on which one to mug with because we're going to be talking about a lot of things today. And it involves these two. Imagine, like, what if I just did that? Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Mashing that shit up. New York meets Nashville. Hello. Okay, hopefully I don't look offensive. To be completely honest with you, I want a spritz, so I'm going to take this time to drink a spritz. And also, I impulsively bought these yesterday under the influence, so my friend that I was with, Stephanie, my 2 friends I was with, Stephanie and Catalina. Oh, I didn't even shake it. That's the crazy part. I'm a bartender, I should know better. Okay, anyways, I bought these at Michael's yesterday impulsively, and my friend was like, you're not going to use those, you're impulsively buying, girl. Here we are. And it matches my room in the aesthetic. Like, how could I not get it? So yeah, so we're making Aperol Spritz. Don't really follow my proportions because I like my Aperol Spritz blood red. Like, a lot of Aperol Spritzes are more on, like, the orange tone side, but not mine. So I was going to say the proportions, but, like, don't listen to me. But no, so I do, like, 4 to 5 ounces of Aperol. So mine is very, very Aperol heavy. It's more of, like, a splash of club and champagne. So yeah. Bubble her up. The last thing I need is another spill. Honestly, that still may have been too much champagne, but it is what it is. Worst thing I can add more Aperol. So there's already ice in there. You want to make sure there's ice in there. You see how blood red that is? Like the blood of my enemies. Exactly. Put that shit right on top. And it's, like, low-key insulated. It has a little sippy thing right here. So, like, when I also have another one. So when I have guest stars, we can be on the bed, and I'm reassured that nothing's gonna fall. Because when I was doing that with Stephanie, like, 10 out of 10. Amazing. When I was doing the podcast with Stephanie, I was like wibbling and woggling with the martini coupe. Let me go clean this up before I get really mad at myself, okay? My therapist just texted me, and I'm really pissed at her right now. And I'll talk about that in another episode, but... And cheers, guys. I took a very much needed break when I was in Nashville, but now I'm back. I'm back and better than ever. I feel like it was a reset. Yeah, much better. Much better. Heavy on the Aperol. Little fizzy with the spritz vibe. Okay, cool. So, what are we talking about today? Let me get my notebook so I don't drift off a topic. What is today's topic about, you may ask? Knicks in 6, baby. Not only... Yo, I made notes on this for a freaking reason. Not this. Not this. Not this. Can we find where my outline is? Okay. Yo, the game that closed out the first round of the playoffs with the Knicks versus the Hawks, Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks won, what was it? By 51 points. And they broke the record of the largest halftime lead in the playoffs. Yeah, that deserves a round of fucking applause. Like, they were doubted so much. And, like, when I was in Nashville, we're going to get into that whole trip. But when I was in Nashville, let me tell you, I was at Barstool in Nashville. And I was watching the Knicks. They lost. They were losing bad. They were losing bad to the Hawks. And I was a New Yorker in the Nashville Barstool bar like this. Granted, it was also the day that of the NFL draft. So there was also other things going on. Like, I'm so used to the New York bars and, like, the Knicks being, like, on the front main TV. Like, everyone in their Knicks gear. Like, this is Nashville, Tennessee. Like, don't get me wrong. It was on one of the TVs. But I think... the NFL draft was a little bit more prioritized, I guess. Anyways, so also Boston is out of the playoffs. Again, only T because, like, that's one of our main rivals. So, fuck you. And also, like, Boston's one of the best teams in the league. Again, debatable, up for debate. I get that. But statistically, they're one of the best teams in the league. They have a shit ton of rings. But no, Knicks in 6, baby. Josh Hart, love you down. Anyways, that's my little Knicks spiel. And last night, I watched the first game. It was also the Met Gala, but I also was so tuned out of the Met Gala because it is the Knicks playoffs. And, like, the Met Gala happens every single year. The Knicks doing well in the playoffs does not. So, was only really blown away by a few of the outfits. So, I don't think I was missing out on much. Moving on. I just came back from Nashville last week. So much fucking fun. So much fun. When I tell you, when I heard things about Nashville, I've only heard fantastic things. Like, I've never, like, Miami, I've heard mixed reviews about. Where else do fucking people go? I've only heard amazing things about Nashville. Like, even, like, Puerto Rico. Like, I love Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico, Florida, Cali, Colorado, like, all the other states that people usually visit. Ocean City, Maryland, like, all those other places that are usually vacation spots or people go away to. Like, I've heard mixed reviews about. Nashville, haven't heard one bad peep about it. And I can completely see why. The people are nice. The food is fabulous. Nightlife is fabulous. In Nashville, like, you could be a tourist or a local and you can literally put on some cowgirl boots and a cowboy hat. No one's looking at you twice. Like, it's so freaking normal there, which makes sense, obviously, but it was interesting to see. And all the bars, so much fun. I think every single bar, I kid you not, had live music. Good live music, debatable, but live music. Whether it's a kid in his fucking boy band or it's a solo girl, solo guy with his guitar, like, it's a rock and roll band. Like, it's just so many other different things. Like, don't get me wrong, most of it is country. But they had a few, like, Gen Z, Pop 2000s music going on in one club. And then they had, not really clubs, like bars. And then they obviously had their authentic country music in other bars. So there was a good variety. And fun fact, I went with my friend Angelina. And she already knew some spots to go to in Nashville because she went for her 21st birthday. So it was really insightful, obviously, to have someone who's been there before. But yeah, so we had... Like, she knew where to go in the Mechanical Bull, because that's also something, like, you have to do, and it was so much fun. She knew which bars that were, like, hardcore country, and that were more, like, Gen Z pop, like Rihanna's playing, like all those girls that we know and love. And then the food was amazing. Like, I knew the big hospitality industry out there, like, and Southern Comfort Food. Is that even the South Tennessee? It is, right? I'm so bad at geography. We'll cut that out if it's embarrassing. But so good. I'm also a whore for carbs. Like, if you know me, you know this. Cheese, bread. Like, I love that shit. Fondue. Like, I love me some cheese and bread. So, the first stop, fresh off the airport, fresh off the airplane, fresh off the airport, fresh off the plane, me and Angelina go to this farm to table restaurant. Never heard of it. I've heard that there's some in New York, but I, once again, never heard of it. So, sorry, not sorry. I don't know what to tell you, but freaking phenomenal. The eggs must have just been hatched. Yo, fucking so good. I had biscuits, like, bringing back the biscuits into the conversation. I had biscuits with, like, their, like, homemade gravy and some shit on top with eggs. Oh, my God. I'm literally, like, sweating thinking about it because it was so freaking fabulous. But farm to table. Now I know. The more you know. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that was a thing before. And farm to table does not sound that appealing in New York because where the fuck is the farm? Again, maybe upstate, like maybe not somewhere not that far, but like Tennessee, farm to table, motherfucker, that farm is probably a 10-minute drive away from the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like farm to table in New York, it's like the Bronx Zoo. Like, make it make sense, but whatever. So really freaking good. If I could remember the name, I would say it. But I don't. I'll drop it right here. This is the place we went to. Not sponsored, obviously, but anyways. Why did I go to Nashville? Everyone's like, why are you going? Why are you going? First of all, I'm 22 and like I can literally do whatever the fuck I want. One. Two, as all of you know, or most of you know, I studied abroad in London last year. Literally almost a year ago now, which like makes me sick to my stomach. But I studied abroad last year in London, and then I also traveled to Paris and Amsterdam. And literally the most amazing time of my life. That experience is going to be with me forever. All good things, obviously. But ever since I came back from that trip, I've been on, like, this traveling, like... I just been fiended out to travel. Like, this travel mode, you know? And that's obviously very normal, which I've heard from people that, you know, go to Europe for the first time. Or especially study abroad for the first time. Because not only did I go to Europe for the first time, I was in Europe for a whole month. Like, that's not no 1 to 2 week vacation. Like, no, I was living there and working. So it felt like very much real life, you know? And I got so depressed when I came back. So I told myself, I was like, I obviously want to go back to Europe. But there's also so much in the States where, you know, the country that I'm at, that I have not traveled, that I have not explored, that I have not experienced. And I also want to save money, and booking trips to Europe is not the way to save money. So yeah, so that was a main reason I picked Nashville, because I was like, I want to at least do one trip a year. That's kind of my new thing ever since coming back from studying abroad. Like, one trip a year, like even if it's in Miami. Like, I want it to be one trip a year that I haven't been to. Like, I went to Miami last year for my friend's birthday. Again, Miami's freaking amazing. Love Miami, so much fun. But it's Miami, and it's like, there's only so much you can do, and it kind of gets boring after you've almost done everything. So, I've never been to Nashville, Tennessee. Never been. So, I want to do that. And again, heard freaking fabulous things. Never heard a bad thing about it. And I can see why. So, yeah, going back to watching the Knicks lose at Barstool, like, so humbling. I was sitting next to this guy, and I think he was an OKC fan. So, I don't know what the fuck he was doing there, but he was like, are you a Knicks fan? Because he saw how, like, invested I was in the TV. And I was like, no, I said yes. But it was just so embarrassing because they were freaking losing. And I was like, damn, I just want to be a loud New Yorker for once and have them win. I mean, I am a loud New Yorker. I don't know why I said for once, because that's the epitome of me. Wait, I have, like, something in my eye. Let's talk about the fashion, the people, the vibe, the food, the nightlife. 10 out of 10. Everything also closes around, like, 1, 2, some places a little bit later, like 3. But to be completely honest with you, I couldn't complain anything about the nightlife. Like, I found it really funny how me and my friend got ID'd at Taco Bell. And I was talking to the security guard. I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, why are you IDing us? And they're like, oh, because it's like a bar too. But still, like, it was like not only did they ID us, like, they didn't ID us right when we ordered the food, they ID'd us like coming into the restaurant, like acting like it was some exclusive club that we're gonna start taking shots. Like, I was really confused. I was like, why are you, like, I showed him the ID, and then later on I was like, why are you IDing us? Like, can like minors not come here and like just get Taco Bell? Like, and he was like, no, like after 8 o'clock, like a bouncer comes, and yeah, everyone under 21 like can't come in here, like even if they just want food, just because it is a bar too. And I was like, oh, period, like take the youngins out. But like, that was news to me. Like, I've never seen anything like that in my life, so that was cool. I would say my favorite bars, Tootsie's is obviously on the list, but like everyone knows about Tootsie's. Like, not a surprise. Like, it was amazing drinks. A little, definitely one of the more expensive bars, but again, it makes sense just because it's iconic. Amazing music, amazing vibe, amazing drinks. So yeah, that was fun. I got a shirt from there as well. Bell Bottoms, it's someone's, I forgot who, but it's some like country singer's bar. Really fun. I tried to see if there was anything like Miley Cyrus related, but there wasn't. I just saw that she performed at Tootsie's and Bell Bottoms before, but like it's not her bar or anything, so whatever. Something Laney. I'm so sorry. I'm not really into the country. I'm getting into it. I think Nashville kind of like broke my shell a little bit, so I'm slowly getting into more country music. But and then I think it was the Luke Combs bar was my favorite because they had a mix of country and a mix of pop, and so it was just a vibe. Like, don't get me wrong, the country music, I get it. I'm in Nashville, like, yeehaw, let's do it. But like, I want to get lit to some Rihanna. Like, I want to get lit to some, you know, not to be controversial, but some old Nicki. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's start taking shots to that, and then I can start like line dancing. You feel me? Because we can't bust it out with the line dancing, and I can't start taking shots to this country music. So it's it was really, yeah, so we figured it out. I also did do some interviews. I just haven't edited them yet because I'm working on compartmentalizing my days off. I'm just struggling, but I am editing them. So stay tuned for those. I did want to do some interviews. Like, I didn't want to do heavy interviews and make it feel like a work trip because it's definitely not what it was. But I wanted to at least just do a few. And I did. So I was proud of that. Oh yeah, the tourist stuff versus the local stuff, which I guess everyone kind of does when they're traveling. You know, like, you want to get a little bit of the stuff that everyone does, or a little bit of like the stuff that the place is known for, which is usually the touristy stuff, and then dive into the local stuff a little bit. Obviously, also depends how long you're there for. But just like New York, like when you go to New York, I hate going to Times Square, but I understand why everyone wants to go to Times Square, you know? I get the vibe. I get the hype. I mean, I don't get the hype, but that's because I'm from here. That's it. But, so their Times Square, pretty much, is their Broadway. So that whole strip, Times Square as fuck. Like, you can't even tell it's nighttime because the whole city is lit up with their lights. I think it's very close to Times Square with how much lights there are, and for like each bar and everything. It's definitely smaller than Times Square. Like, Times Square, you could be walking for a good amount of time and see lights. It's only like a few blocks, the lights, and then you could turn the corners and it's quiet, similar to New York, I guess. But me and my friend did a little bit of both. We went to Broadway for 2 days because you just have to. Like, it's chaotic fun, everything that Nashville is. We also had a really cute Airbnb host. We had, first of all, a beautiful Airbnb to begin with. Like, I think her name was Susan. Love you down, girl. Like, she was so sweet. Let us check in our bags early. Gave us some spots to go to. Like, gave us a lot of recommendations, and we took most of them. But she recommended us to go in this area called the Gulch. So we found this cafe, brunch, diner vibe. So we were sitting there. I also tried dirty sodas for the first time. Really good. Definitely needed some liquor in there, but I get it. That's not the point, you know? But so after we went to this really cute diner, sorry, like the Aperol Spritz is hitting me. After I went to that really cute diner, I saw the bartender. I needed change, so after we paid the check at the diner, I went to the bartender to get her change, and I was like, hey girl, are you from here? Like, can you recommend any spots in Germantown? Because I've heard that Germantown is one of the more local, nicer areas to go to, like a lot of cute bars. So So after the bartender gave us some places to go to in Germantown, we headed over to a bar that was like one of her favorite local bars to go to after work. So I was like, period, girl. Give me the Addy. So we went. We had some, I think they would literally call Music City beers. Like, it must have just been like one of their local tap beers. But I was like, give it to me. Give me a beer. I guzzled her down. Like, when in Rome, you have a beer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta feel out the vibe and drink what's appropriate. Like, I hate a girl who's just, not even a girl. I hate people who are just so strict to what they drink. Like, I get it. Maybe it's for PTSD reasons. But, like, you're in Nashville and you're not gonna drink their home tap. You're not gonna drink their Music City beer. Like, I don't even know that's what it was called, so don't quote me. But it was one of their local tap beers, and it was delicious. And you can't get that shit in New York. So, again, one in Rome. So, after that, we walked to another spot, because we were like, okay, we're in Germantown. I think we were waiting for the line dancing to open. Yes. So we went for the line dancing to open. So we were like, we still got some time to spare. Let's go somewhere else. So we went to another spot. It would be great if I had the names of these places. Sorry, guys. We went to another spot and we had frozen margaritas. Fucking amazing. And me and my friend just trauma dumped. I was probably like 5 shots in at this point. Like, then we ended up line dancing at Category 10. Write that down. I remember that one. Even though I was shit-faced. Category 10. And let me tell you something. If you don't know, now you know, I'm a retired dancer. So I had the time of my life line dancing. I also did square dancing in high school, so it low-key brought back like that traumatic vibes. But I love to dance. So once I got it, I got it. It took me a few times because me and Angelina ordered this like spiked lemonade after the fucking humongous frozen margarita and the 5 shots and the beers. So we did eat though, so it was okay. But we got these lemonades that I think took us out. But anyways, before we got taken out, we were dancing. I don't remember the actual dance, but I remember I got it towards the end, and I was really happy, and that's all that mattered. I line danced in Nashville, and I actually got the hang of it towards the end, so I was like, fuck with me. And you know what was really funny, too? Of course, we see a group of divorced moms from Long Island. My luck. I see that shit. I'm like, feels like home. Like, I can't run away from it. But, so, moral of that Nashville trip, there was oh my god, the last thing I'm going to mention. The Listening Cafe. I think this was probably the highlight of my trip. Obviously, I loved riding the bull, loved line dancing, and loved bar hopping and listening to live music. I honestly love live music. I think, even before I went to Nashville, I was telling one of my friends, I was like, I really want to start going to see live music. Like, it doesn't need to be anyone. What the fuck just followed me? It doesn't need to be anyone that I know. Like, it could. I also want to support like small artists. So I guess that's that. But I love the Listening Cafe. Like, I even told my little sister this. I low-key want to take her. Like, the Listening Cafe was probably like the if you take anything from this episode and this trip, the Listening Cafe, because it was the freaking best thing I've ever experienced. So it's a bunch of songwriters. Some are already established in the industry, some aren't, so it's a little bit of a mix of both. And they literally write their own songs and sing them and, you know, describe them to you or whatever. And it, oh my god, blown the fuck away. We got a reservation, so definitely make sure you get a ticket so you get a seat, because, like, you don't want to stand and enjoy that. You want to sit, relax, and enjoy, because holy shit, I am not a big country girl. Like, I'm from New York City, so that one, and two, even the country music, even like the pop country music that like would be mainstream or just regular country music in general. Like, I remember my grandma was a really big country girl, and every time I hung out with her when I was a little girl, I would hear it, and it just wasn't really my vibe. I always think of her when I hear country music, so I also made me feel connected to her, which was nice, but it just never clicked for me. Like, I'm just a pop girly, like, it is what it is, but listening to, like, their heart poured out to these songs, and then their angelic voices on top of it, like, I was gagged. I even cried at one of them. Like, it was intense. It was really crazy. Like, I just love creatives. So I guess it just goes back to that. Because even I remember when I went to kind of off topic, but when I went to the West End in London and I saw Moulin Rouge, like I was sobbing. And if you know what Moulin Rouge is, it's not particularly a sad musical. Like there's sad components to it, but like it's not really supposed to make you cry. But I was just crying because I was like, holy shit, like they're so talented, they're so passionate, like you could feel the passion coming off of the dancers, coming off of the singers, coming off of like everyone on that stage, just like oozing out. And that's how I felt with these songwriters. They were literally just like three guys on a stool with their guitar and singing their hearts out, and it was freaking beautiful. So the Listening Cafe, and it's like it's close to Broadway, so it's close to the tourist area of Nashville, but it's definitely diverted off into like the side road, so not really a touristy thing if you ask me. But unless it blew up on TikTok without me knowing, but I don't be on TikTok like that. So again, my Airbnb host put us onto that. Cheers to my girl Susan. And to wrap up this episode, thank you guys for coming back, because I took a long break and I need to start putting myself out there more with this podcast and just prioritizing my creative endeavors. And but I've been struggling with that for some time now, so that's it's the balance of adulting, especially when you're a creative. So my next few trips, what am I thinking? I'm going to Puerto Rico. That's fun. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico with my mom in a little over 2 weeks. So I'm really excited. I walked the stage because I graduated in December, but I technically walked the stage and graduate in a few weeks too, May 19th. So I'm excited for that, for those years to actually be closed. Because even though I haven't been in school this whole semester, I still hasn't hit me that I have a whole bachelor's degree. But proud of myself, and I guess this will celebrate that. And yeah, I've been more involved with my modeling internship too. I am her assistant, so I've just been keeping busy, really not looking into like dating anyone, not looking to see anyone. Like I'm just trying to do me, and if something happens from that, something happens from that. But I feel like I've prioritized dating and men in my life for way too long, so that's on the back burner. And it's the Elizabeth show again, so nothing wrong with that. This drink is pretty much done, so I feel like could you see that? Yeah. I feel like this is good. Like, next time I'll take a shot, because I get the whole, like, taking my shot thing. Like, it's literally the part of the name and whatever. But taking my shot.pod is my podcast Instagram right here, and then Elizabeth.Ovalle, my main Instagram. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm working at the bar a lot, so please be patient with me. And I'm also going to grind out. Love you guys so much. I haven't had another guest star since Stephanie, so stay tuned. Definitely some fun stuff I got planned, and love you guys for supporting me as always. Love you guys down. Knicks in 6. All right. We doing a mic test. Just my clitoris straw is in frame.